took my love and I'd get down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? And then I sail through the changing ocean tides. Can I handle the seasons of my life? That is my all-time favorite song by her. All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a quick little thing, you know. I woke up too. I was on my kitchen counter talking about, hey, Mom, I woke up and I was hungry. So I got up and saw the kitchen was a mess, so I cleaned it for you. Love, Alyssa. Which is very, very sweet of her. But I'm still not sure what she actually cleaned up in the kitchen last night, considering I actually used Mr. Clean Magic erasers and cleaned the kitchen and the stove and the hood before I went to bed yesterday. So whatever she cleaned, I appreciate it. And this is going to be going into one of my shoe boxes, into one of my dressers that I keep in the attic of the kids' stuff. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you're starting off with some positive thoughts and positive mantras. As I say that, as I was like ranting yesterday morning. But there's what it is. Wow. I hear a door opening. Who could possibly be awake? Hope y'all are doing all right. Let's see what everybody's working with today, huh? See what the main energies are. Find the big cards are easier to shuffle if you do them like this. What do we get? Let's say those two cards mix. It's kind of like it's time to call the storm and don't matter what people think about you for it. Ooh, got it again. Snow White. All metaphors in that movie, huh? I'm telling you, man, it's like people get radar that I have a camera on. Apologize for any noises you hear. Not everybody's a morning person. Let's see what's going on. I hope she wasn't up too terribly late. Insomnia has always been a thing in my family. When she was little, she used to get up in the middle of the night too, when she was like a toddler. So they had me giving her melatonin for a while, but I tried not to give that to them as much as possible. Don't like giving them something to help them sleep when they're so young. I don't want to mess them with their chemicals of being able to make it themselves. But at the same time, I'm not really thrilled as a parent to have them wandering around the house in the middle of the night. No, Rob pulled it last night too. He jumped up. I was getting ready to go to bed. And we had done put on the Thunder dark screen and all that stuff. He bounced out of bed and ran into the kitchen and made himself something to eat. I was like, he came back in. I was like, no, you're not eating that in here. I was like, I'm going to sleep. We just had a whole discussion about going to sleep. It was funny, too, because it was like 11:11. He was like, 11:11. He jumped out of bed to go get something to eat. I was like, this is not what that is. It's not snack time. Where are you going? Hope y'all have been having a good one. I started yesterday off with the rant, but I hope everybody's been feeling better since then. That was my own stuff. Believe it or not, for as much as Aries and, well, I guess fire signs in general, do all this bluster about being their cutoff game being so good and they don't care. We do. We do. We care more than people give us freaking credit for. All right, here we go. All right, so we got the Five of Wands in this deck, which is like the circling wolves. That's the kind of conflict. You feel like the wolves are kind of circling in on you. And there's definitely something you need to take off from. I love this Eight of Wands because it's got that aviator wings there in the middle, right? Definitely something you need to take off on. King of Cups, right? Sometimes in this deck, he's a skeleton, right? A skeleton with armor on, ready to defend it. Sometimes you have to defend your heart in order to protect your cup or to get your cup back. Sometimes you gave your cup to the wrong person and then you have to fight to get that shit back. Whoop, toss cards at you. Ten of Swords. What, locked in a mental prison? Probably about your battle strategies here. But I do see you really coming back into your power. Or if this is the person you're battling, they're aware of how much power they have. This is kind of an interesting combo to have down here on the 3D. I'm not sure who all is going to get these messages. And now, I can see this is going really two ways here. This is either two people in the same house that are having a conflict. They're both defending against each other. These could be two people at a distance defending themselves from each other, right? I do the feeling that you guys just think you look a lot scarier than you actually are. Because these are pretty scary images. And this is like the 5D. This is the 5D. This is like what you're trying to project on the outside to people. I'm all powerful. I'm all heartless, right? I had the feeling the heartless one's like, what? Oh, I don't care. I'm not attached to the outcome, so you can't hurt me because I don't care. But meanwhile, nobody defends that hard against something that's not hurting. On the 40 line, what's going on? I see some outside interference here. Yeah, puppet strings. So I'm seeing needing to defend yourself from some outside manipulations. You got the Two of Cups reversed. Princess of Pentacles upright, though. And then the Two of Wands reversed. But then the Works upright. So you can see how this is up and down, up and down, up and down, right? So there's outside manipulation. There's a lot of tension on your main connection. but you're still feeling connected to the universe. You just can't really see where it's taking you. So you're just really trying to focus on your works, which generally, I don't see any problems with that. Sometimes all you can do is focus on what you can do. And definitely sometimes creating something will make yourself feel a lot better. I'm telling you, one of the first things I did when I first started doing my rituals and things like that, and before I got on Facebook and all that, the first goal that I did wasn't working out. It wasn't anything else like that. I think I've said this before. I set aside 1 hour a day to work on a creative project. And I got my first one right here. Right. I got a Dremel that year for Christmas. And that was the first thing I ever etched on glass. And now she's the centerpiece whenever I do my angel altar. I'll tell you, I did that for a good while. I made a lot of stuff. The 5D saying, being quick thinking, be perceptive, be mindful of your words, but don't be afraid to use sharp words when needed. Sometimes when there's a lot of squabbling, you know who I picture her as? You ever see the Queen in Brave? What? Sometimes you have to be the voice of logic and reason, and everybody's going to think you're a bitch, but sometimes that's what it takes to take a little bit of control. You do get a strong team around you and somebody willing to help you. You got the King of Cauldrons, again, up here. Right? Now he's got his cup back. We have the Queen of Fire here. Right? Divine Feminine Fire energy is strong. I love that these two are on the 5D versus the one versions on the 3D. So that just goes to show you where did they go? See, stack them up and put everything away. I need a bigger desk. I wonder if I could do it over there. Then I'd have to do a whole thing. The difference between projection and reality, huh? When it comes down to, he's just some dude protecting his cup, some really emotional dude protecting his cup. But what does he come off as? Completely heartless and fleshless. She comes off as super powerful and scary and raw, but really she's just a super passionate person. Right? I don't know about y'all, but as a fire sign and pretty much a fire witch, you can pump out a lot of heat energy, and people take that the wrong way. Also, coupled with this, people generally think we're a big old bee. This is air signs feminine energy, and this is fire sign feminine energy. So, but all in all, on the 5D, the reason that the 4D is the 3D is projecting so scary right now is because really the 5D is fine, right? I feel like some really strong connections have finally evened out on the 5D level, and then now that's trickling down, because if they're leveled out, that means the chaos part of it's kind of gone, but at the same time, now the 3D is dealing with the shift of that energy changing. All right. Remember, they got the fated to suffer. Now, the fated to suffer, what I'm feeling really with this, and it was a discussion we were having yesterday. People were talking about shifts and the great portals and things like that online. He's like, and everybody's got a different name for it, and I forget what he called it. And I said I call it timeline jumping, right? Fated to suffer. You are only fated to suffer if you are choosing to continue to run a program you know has a toxic cycle and that it's going to end a certain way. You're only fated to suffer if you choose to. And the only person that was suffering in this story was the evil queen. And why was she suffering? It was nothing but her own damn mind. Like I said, the bad guy in Snow White was the mirror telling the queen that the Snow White was younger and more beautiful and fairer than she was. And that made her feel ugly. And then that made her act ugly. And then that made her appear ugly, right? And then she ends up running off a cliff at the end. And so why the hell was she so jealous of Snow White? Snow White was the king's daughter. Amount of suffering you go through is your choice, right? If you've got someone in your life making you feel ugly and telling you you're ugly and stuff like that, well, no, that's abuse. That's a different story. You're not fated to suffer in that relationship. You can get out of it. But now, if you're just doing it to yourself, understand that that also is a choice. You want to change it. You know, you can't change age, but you can change how you feel about your age. You can get up, be more mobile, do more things to get moving around. And you don't have to, I'm sorry, there's this 90-year-old lady who's still like a super professional dancer being slung around a dance floor. My grandfather's 82. He rides a bike 20 miles a day. It's all up to you how old you want to feel. Nurturing. Nurture things around you, nurture yourself, nurture your children, nurture the 3D physical around you, and you will be surprised how much things around you start to change and grow and evolve. It's going to be an interesting day. Let's see what we got for our magic cards, huh? And I gotta go start the whole breakfast stuff. We got the triple moon, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. Exactly it. You have to love yourself on all your levels too. Told somebody once, she was just like, she had gotten all her, she had come and gotten like a Reiki chakra realignment. And then she was like on her way up to the reading with me that she ended up stopped at a stoplight and this guy was trying to cross the street and he was on like a riding wheelchair and people were like driving around him instead of just letting him finish crossing the street. And she said she got all mad. She grabbed her car and she went and she blocked the road and she helped him across and then got back in her car and she was like, you know, she's like people were beeping at her and she was flicking them off and she was just like, you know, she's like, I was so aligned, but then I was so angry. And I was like, well, you know, I'm like, that guy needed help. And I was like, your shadow is not always a bad thing. Sometimes your shadow does not mean to be bad type deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not maliciously out to destroy you. Usually what your shadow is, it's just it's a self-sabotaging defense mechanism, right? Your shadow is the thing that, because you're so afraid of being abandoned, pushes people away to confirm that they will abandon you. It's not doing it out to be mean, but it does it in this thing of, if I could push you away first, then I'm the one holding all the power. I'm not being abandoned. I pushed you away. To twist to the subconscious. Up front, you're crying because they abandoned you. In the back, you're like, I pushed you away because you were going to leave me eventually anyway. That's what I mean. Your shadow is kind of like a self-sabotaging ego response to past traumas. All right? You know, you're not fated to suffer. Just because a parent abandoned you when you were little doesn't mean they're going to everybody in your life is going to abandon you, right? Just because your first lover cheated. Doesn't mean all your lovers are going to cheat on you. You know, it's all actually using logic and reason instead of just assumptions. Like if you've got a gut instinct, and I've said this before, like especially if you're like, it's easy to do with the cheating as a example. If you feel like your partner is cheating on you, and you feel the need to go through their phone, and you feel the need to seek out the evidence. Now, whether there's evidence or not, there was something wrong in the relationship besides the fact of the cheating. Cheating is a symptom of something already being wrong, whether it was in the relationship or whether it was with that person. But if you're sensing it and you're looking for it, there is something wrong. But now here's the thing. Sometimes because we're responding to past trauma and you're not really experiencing anything around you, the person's not really cheating, and then you end up going through their phone, and then you end up starting a fight because you don't trust them and they don't understand because they didn't technically do anything wrong. That's where you got to turn it around and you got to say, what if I'm wrong? Right? What actual evidence do we have here? Right? Logic, reason. That is so important in a relationship. I'm not saying that, everybody has those moments where they're over emotional and irrational for a moment, but you should be able to rein things back into a rational standpoint. All right. No one is going to survive a relationship that is completely irrational all the time. I mean, unless that's what the person signed up for, if that's what they want out of a relationship, or if they love the person, it's a decision. It's a decision, I guess. I'm saying, I'm not saying people who have mental illness or anything else like that don't deserve love. But I am saying that anybody in a relationship has to take responsibility of their own stuff. I said this about people who have like ADHD or anything else like that. You got a diagnosis of a disorder. It is not the world's job to tiptoe around your disorder. It is your job to learn your disorder. It is your job to figure out your disorder. It's your job to be able to explain your disorder to other people. So that way, if you do something they don't understand, you can explain it to them. Right? And then you apologize, because whether or not it's a chemical imbalance is causing you to react that way, you know partly that it is an irrational behavior. So when you come back to your rational mind, you should not be too big to say, I'm sorry, I understand that was a bit of an outburst. I was suffering from a major anxiety attack. All right? Got to be able to get through those. And I'm telling you, when you do stuff like that, you actually help your disorders. You got ADHD, it is not the world's job to organize your shit for you. You need to figure out a way to organize it still yourself. You can't concentrate. You're supposed to be learning coping mechanisms to learn how to concentrate. My son has autism. I had to put him in early intervention. He's been in therapy since he was 2 years old. Right, it's called early intervention. It's never too late and it's never too early to start working on things, okay? You break your leg and you have surgery and everything. You have to go through the physical therapy before you're going to be able to walk straight again. You have to put in the effort. You have to go through the motions. You have to relearn those muscle memories. And the thought processes are the same as muscle memories. So pretty much, what I like to do is with negative thoughts, I'll just go, my vision in my brain is those Etch-a-Sketch machines. And that's kind of like what a toxic thought is. What a toxic thought is just this little thought rolling around, drawing out an image. And when you realize it's a negative timeline that it's drawing out, you're no. That's not where I'm going. Okay? All right, that's all the time I got for you guys this morning. I love you all very much. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. Catch you later.